Everybody, I'm MegRuler31 back here breaking down the 6-game slate for Thursday, May 27th. If you're looking for the early slate, just pause this video, go to our channel. McKinley412 did one for that, so check that out. And now we're going to cover the late slate. 6 games, going to ditch the normal format just because it's so short. I'm just going to go through the games, and it's a 6-game slate, but it's almost really only a 4-game slate, and I'll explain as I go. First game is Cincinnati Reds and the Washington Nationals. Because they didn't finish their game last night and it's suspended and they are going to finish today, this game is only scheduled for 7 innings. So that kind of puts me kind of low on the batters, but I do like the pitchers. I think Sonny Gray is probably the best pitcher on the slate here. Potential for a complete game if they let him go 7. Strasburg on the other side at 8.5, that's a great price on him, but he gets pulled after like 5 innings. It still seems like he's got some health issues and just doesn't make it through the full game. I think in a GPP, it might be something worth the risk, because if he does make it through the 7 innings and does get the complete game, then I mean, he is a good pitcher. He does have some good stuff. The Reds can strike out. Bat wise, like I said, you're losing almost a full at bat from losing the 2 innings here. So maybe Cincinnati, because if they are behind, will at least bat in the bottom, being the road team. But I don't think I can really in cash play either one of these bats. The next game coming up is going to be the Chicago White Sox and the Baltimore Orioles, and it looks like this game is going to completely be rained out. We're looking at like anywhere from 85 to 90% chance of rain through it, rain before it. So I don't know if it's going to play, which is sad because it's the White Sox against a lefty, which they mash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a line with the White Sox here. And Cease is a pitcher. He's kind of erratic. I guess it's a great matchup against Baltimore, but he has given up some power and stuff, so I'm okay taking some Baltimore one-offs. But I think what I'll do is I'll take my 2 pitchers, and I'm going to take Anderson. Eaton probably is not going to be the lineup. He hurt his hamstring, got pulled in like the 6th inning last night, so hopefully Vaughn moves up in the order. So I'm going to take Anderson, Makata, Abreu, and Vaughn, and then decide on catcher. Mercedes at 5.2, who's probably the better play. Grandal, who's also a really good play, and you can save some money there. So that will help you with the last 2 in your lineup. So I'm going to make a line like that. And if it looks like this game's going to play and everything's okay, then I'll just switch all my cash onto that lineup. If not, it's one GPP one, and I can just morph that dollar lineup into my cash build, just to import that lineup and get rid of the White Sox, and then I'm good to go for that. So the next game up is St. Louis and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Carlos Martinez, I mean, on this slate at 6.8, he's given up he's been erratic this year. He's had some okay games. He's had some bad games. Seems like the righties hit him more than the lefties. He's kind of a reverse split pitcher. So when you don't have many options here, especially with one game being rained out and the one game being shorter, although I do like the pitchers in that one, I'm okay with him as maybe an SP2 as differentiation, but I really like some other. So you'd have to be playing like probably a 20, 150, and it'd just be insane. And there's such a short slate here with like 2 games having issues in it. But if you're doing like a 20 max, I can see him as SP2. Frankoff is one of the worst pitchers on the slate. So, but the problem is he really gives up power mostly to left-handed batters. And if Matt Carpenter cracks the lineup, I mean, he's batting below like 200, has a couple homers. I mean, maybe like he profiles really well here. So possibly, but I think Carlson's the one I like the most. You probably could make a case for like the power right-handed batters like Goldsmith, Aaron, Otto here, but they just seem so expensive. Edmund also is definitely an option because he's a split hitter. So he's another one to look at for your lineups. Arizona side, again, reverse splits. So I'm okay playing definitely like Marte and Escobar here. Kelly as a catcher. Ahmed, maybe if you want to do kind of a wraparound thing, but you do have the pitcher in the way there. I'm okay putting a lefty into the stack. I think they could do okay. I'm not saying this is the greatest stack ever, but I think I will have some pieces in some of my lineups. Next game, there's a little discrepancy. A lot of sites have Ohtani pitching, some have Alex Cobb. For the Angels, I think Ohtani's interesting. If it's Cobb, he's a good control pitcher, but I don't think he's going to get many Ks and too many DK points there. Chris Bassett on the other side, I do like as an SP2. I think he's could be very solid against this Angels lineup, especially if Ohtani is pitching. He might not be batting in that case. Sometimes he still does. Just remember, you can't get batting points for him if he does pitch. With Trout out of this lineup, besides Upton, maybe for cheap up top, leading off for a rare home run here and there. Rendon struggled. He was injured. Still isn't the same. Walsh is pretty much the only good hitter here. I want to take him as a one-off at 4-7. I understand that, but the rest of this Angels lineup is not great. A's, I really recommended them yesterday. They didn't let me down. So if you wanted to play them against Ohtani, I kind of like that. He does give up some power. He does give up some walks, so he's got a little better control. So sometimes he's hit or miss as a pitcher. So these A's, they seem like they're having quietly a pretty good season. So I don't know. I struggle to play 6-1 for Lorenzo, but Olsen, Brown, like the lefty righty matchup there, it might take like a 3-4 man stack. Lowry is a switch hitter. If he's back in lineup, he got the day off yesterday. So they're in play. Cobb, not as much to target him, but I think in a GPP, I think they're a pretty nice stack. Love the bats in this next game, Texas against Seattle. Again, you have a discrepancy. Some sites have Jordan Lyle pitching for Texas, and if he does, he's definitely hands down the worst pitcher on the slate. Righties, lefties, anybody, your grandmother, they're all good hits against him. So sign him up. But some sites also have, and MajorLeagueBaseball.com have Allard pitching. So don't know which one is going to happen there, but keep your eye on that. Either way, don't play either one of those. And then Flexen on the other side, I know he's had some okay games, but he's also had some really bad games. So I love the Texas left-handed power bats here. Low, Gallo, Garcia, like I said, he's been having a really good season too. He had another home run yesterday. I think he's got 16 on the year. So he's just seeing the ball well. So I really like them. Throwing like Calhoun or whoever else you want to complete the stack. So, I mean, I have no problem going 1 through 5 there. And then on this other side here, depending on if it's Allard, he's a lefty. So then like the righties become more in play. So Hanger, Lewis, France. But if it is Lyles and anyone's in play, so I definitely like Clinic, Hanger, Seager probably be one of the best plays on the slate. Crawford's okay, but Ty France is really cheap for a second baseman, and he's a position if you're stacking like the White Sox or some of these other teams where second base is a scarce position, then either, I'm finding myself landing on him and Carpenter. I like him a little bit better than Carpenter, but I think in some YOLO lines I might throw Carpenter in just because I don't know, I have a weird feeling on him today. And finally, wrapping it up, you have San Francisco Giants versus the LA Dodgers. I don't know why Alex Wood always draws the Dodgers. It seems faced him last time, he had about 15 DK points, so it's not bad. This Dodgers lineup still a little bit banged up, so I have no problem playing him. He's going to be my SP2 in most of my lineups. I might go Bassett as SP2. With Gray as my SP1 for most of them. I like this Giant lineup again. I think they're just doing so well. Belt is on the DL now, so I'd go Yaz, Posey, Dickerson. Might skip Ruff and just go Crawford, who again is just like Garcia is having a very quiet, good season. So I might go 4-man over the 5. Like, might throw Ruff in there if I want, but I think I might just go with a 4 against Ucita. He's only gone about 3 innings. Looked like it would be a bullpen game. Last time out, I think they had David Price open, and then he came in. So Wood has been really good. So, but if you think he's going to have an off day and you want to throw in some of these right-handed Dodger bats, like Pujols is always so cheap at 2.6 if you need a cheap first baseman. Betts, Turner, Muncy, if Woods gets blown up, and then they get to the Giants bullpen, which is not as good. You know, he might get a couple at bats late in the game. So in GPP, that's a high price to pay for speculation. So not really going to look at those. So talking about building lineups, like I said, first of all, if you wanted to take and go and build that White Sox lineup, I took Gray and Wood. Again, you have to figure out if you want Mercedes or Grandal at catcher. Abreu, Moncada, Anderson, and Vaughn. If you, I think like France, or if you're feeling really frisky, Carpenter at second base. And then that leaves you about 3,500 for the two outfielders, and you can get some really nice choices with that. If you do go with Moncada, it gives you 3,900, which just gives you a couple more options. But either way, the build is really nice. Like I said, I'm going to build that. And if it doesn't look like it's going to be rain, I'll transfer all my cash into, I'll import that as like all the rest of my lines into that one. And then, which is very easy to do on DK. And on, if I'm not going with that, my other one, I think I'm going to stack the Giants. Like I said, I'm going to take Posey, Crawford, Dickerson, and Yaz. And then I will probably look at some Arizona guys like Escobar and Marte. And then you just need to figure out, I think it leaves you like 3,200 for first and second base. Again, France, Carpenter, possibly. There's some other guys a little bit higher up if you want to go a second and a cheap first, like Pujols. Definitely some places to go there. And then I think the third thing I'm going to do is just go and pretty much stack Seattle and Texas also. So I'm still going to take Gray and Woods as my pitchers, and then pretty much stack that game up. Okay. So, well, thanks for watching, and we always appreciate it. Please give us a like, leave us some comments below, subscribe to our channel. If you want more information on the FSI DFS, check out the bio. You can go to our website. It'll show you all our packages that we have. You can sign up for a Discord. It's free. There's plenty of free stuff on that where we give content to people to help them out and different things. So it's a great community. It continues to grow, and we're proud of what we're accomplishing. And we just appreciate you guys watching these videos and supporting us. So again, just please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, recommend to some friends, and we'll see you next time.